Hello, hi. This will be a channeled message, and I was feeling lighthearted. So the deck that I chose to use for this one is an inner child deck, and it has to do with fairy tales. And I trust that this it will find someone who it is meant to find, and that it will be helpful for you. So I'm just gonna go right into it. This is not an easy deck to maneuver. The cards are quite large, so this is a little bit awkward. But I did have two cards that came out right away. So, the Child of Wands and the Three of Hearts. The Child of Wands and the Three of Hearts. So, well, with the Child of Wands, I'm getting this. There's this a very new foray into a new area of creativity, or a new area of like creative energy. It doesn't have to be like a creative project, but creative energy is also kind of like synonymous with sexual energy. So there's this like learning something new in those realms. Maybe you're like healing something with your sexuality specifically, or learning something about your sexuality, and it's causing you to like rethink how to move forward in your life right now. It's also connecting you to your inner child. Maybe, going back into some childhood wounds surrounding your creativity, sexuality, possibly. And then the Three of Hearts, there's this well, in this depiction, there's a sad mermaid and then two happier mermaids above her. So it could be like a struggle in love. You're struggling in love somewhere. There's like a sadness here. The mermaid at the bottom is holding a shell. It almost looks like a heart in it, but just like she's holding something that she loves dearly, and she's like surrounded by like a couple who's having a good time, and being around that is making her sad because it's bringing up maybe her own loneliness and vulnerability, feeling vulnerable and lonely and sad and emotional. And maybe that is the thing that's bringing out this like new energy in your creativity, is revisiting some like wounds when it comes to love. And I saw 333 on the clock, so that could be important. An important number. And then we have more threes. Yeah, Three of Hearts. So yes, threes are important. Three of Wands. And the Three of Crystals. Oh my goodness, there's so many threes. 333. So the Three of Wands is like, this is like this beautiful harmony, this melody that these fairies are creating. They're like playing instruments, playing violins, which the violin is often, we can associate that with like a sad romantic sound. Like when we, sad violin. But this is a hopeful card. There's harmony happening here. There's like a musical piece being created by several beings, and it could be like several aspects of yourself that are harmonizing and uniting and bringing forth this like beautiful creation, this creativity that you haven't heard before or witnessed before or experienced before in your life. And then the Three of Crystals is about cooperation with other people. So yeah, going back to that like harmony, like harmonizing with other people. This the Three of Hearts almost speaks to like a disharmony with people. So there's like there might be like a disharmony within you, but there's like a harmony with other people on the outside. So there's a duality there taking place. But out of it, there's creativity happening. There's creation happening. Something is being born or coming out of this, coming forth through all of this like tension within you. And it's like a beautiful thing. And yeah, and then the Earth Child. There's a lot of like childhood energy here with the Child of Wands. And then the Earth Child is the World card in the tarot, but in this deck it's called the Earth Child. So you can see it's like a baby holding a heart, and the world is there as well. So it's, yeah, like this, it's wholeness. It's a very, very big completion of a big cycle. Like these are like major turning points in your life when the major arcana shows up, and this is like the completion of that major arcana cycle of those archetypes. So this is like a big thing. This is like something has reached a point in your life of like, yeah, complete wholeness, really. And I do feel like it has something to do with your inner child, something you've connected with there, has brought about this big shift that's like worth celebrating and worth like really patting yourself on the back for. So like, yeah, you're doing a good job. I commend you for that. That's amazing. Are there any other cards that would help in this message further understand this? It just feels really good. Like even though there's like this struggle, this like emotional struggle, and maybe it's like your acceptance of that has really propelled you into this completion energy. And you know, like, okay, if we're talking about creativity, sometimes some people's best creative work arises out of like pain, or like the not dwelling on it necessarily, but like, you know, using that pain and transmuting it to something beautiful, into something that other people can connect with and understand. And I mean, I think that's how like healing works, and that's how healers work. It's the struggles and the wounds that you know, received in life. If you heal those things, it's like those things that you're able to kind of, I don't know, teach others about, or at least be an example of how to heal those particular aspects. I don't think any more of these cards are going to come out. They are so awkward, so I don't know, it's taking a while. Let's see if I can do it in a different way. Okay. Okay. I feel like, yeah. Okay. Another three. A three of swords. Threes. Everything comes in threes. That's could be important. Like something coming around for a third time, and it's like that's maybe the key to like the completion of the cycle. And in the Three of Swords, this girl is holding a triangle. She's playing a triangle. There's lots of like a musical things happening in these cards. And there's a dove. So I mean, in the traditional tarot, the Three of Swords is actually a very negative card. This is not in this deck, this is a beautiful energy of like peace and like again harmony with the triangle, like playing a playing a beautiful melody that I feel like connects the heart and the head. Or maybe you've been listening to a lot of music that helps you feel connected to your heart and your head, or helps those two aspects kind of feel connected to each other. Um, and threes, I just want to say that threes, to me at least, I understand are like a highly feminine number. Um, they're, if we think about femininity, divine femininity, there's like the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And then there's this idea of the life, death, life cycle, which is like highly connected to women, especially if we're considering like women's menstruation cycles, because that is like can that cycle in a way is like a life, death, life cycle. Our bodies we prepare our bodies, our wombs prepare for a baby, to like house a baby in our womb, and if that doesn't happen, then the blood gets flushed out, the things that were lining the blood and tissue that starts lining the womb gets flushed out, and it's like this like death, and it's in a ritual kind of way, and it's a ceremony kind of way. That's often how women feel, and also being connected to the moon, where like the different phases of the moon can be associated with this like life, death, life cycle. So I feel like that's also important to this reading, just because these threes, they're everywhere. So many threes. Oh, and the world card reduces to a 3. 21. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's just threes everywhere. Very important. And okay, if we're talking like energetic initiations for the feminine, the number 21, which would be the energy of the crone. So it would be that final chapter of the feminine, of like being initiated into the elder, who it can now, has the wisdom to teach and to guide and to offer her services. It doesn't have to be woman. This doesn't have to be gender specific. I'm just talking about like specifically the feminine aspect of life, and everybody has a feminine aspect within them. And yeah, so the crone is that like final journey into the divine feminine archetype, and I believe that is highly connected to the world card, because in the traditional tarot, it is a woman depicted in the illustration as well. And so yeah, that's so beautiful. Like it feels like the completion of this cycle that you are undergoing is like it's so big. It's such a major point in your life right now, and maybe that's what you feel like. You're stepping into this like new role as perhaps an elder, or some kind of like foundational person in your community, and what you can offer to your community is important and foundational. I don't think any more of those cards want to come out, so I'm going to see if any oracle cards can help kind of tie this reading together. Deep knowing. On yeah, the moon, the sun, and an owl. And yeah, like I was saying before, the moon is connected to femininity, and specifically to deep knowing, and owls connected to deep knowing, or like knowing the things that are hidden. like the mysteries, and that's what feminine deep knowing is. It's like this intuition or instinct that's connected to the other realms of perception, the ability to see beyond that which is obvious in the physical but not so obvious in the metaphysical realms. And poised, yeah, this is you, this like beautiful dancer, poised and moving through life as if it's a dance, just so graceful and I wanted to say delicate. I don't think you're delicate in the sense that like you easily break, but maybe that's how you look or are perceived by other people. This like beautiful, delicate creation, and it's part of your charm, it's part of your magic that you seem that way, and yet you carry so much strength and knowledge and knowing within your being. Wow. I really, really like this energy. This is, yeah, this is wonderful. And I hope that, yeah, this finds who it was meant to find and that it was helpful. And I hope it was encouraging, because this felt like a really encouraging read, and like a congratulations on like where you are, because yeah, this is, I love it. I love it so much. And I will leave it at that. Thank you so much if you listened. Bye for now.